When it comes to the food, we have a vrata called annam na parichakshedat tad vratam, annam nanindiyat tad vratam, and so on. We have many. Among them, one of the vratas are to take a oath that I'm going to be very productive in my lifetime. I'm going to produce more than my needs so that I can help the society and needy one. If we are healthy, if we are fit, this becomes our responsibility to help the needy ones. That's also part of our responsibility. So wastage of food is considered as a sin. The food is not your money. You can't, one should not say, this is my money, I paid it, this is my food, I do whatever I want. This is a very low level thinking. As I said before, if you are enjoying a meal, then you have a blessing from the God. It's been already provided for you. So all the environment is there for you. So it's been given. That's what Adi Lakshmi is. Before you were born, everything is organized and arranged for you, for your survival. So it becomes your responsibility to take care and honor. So wastaging and throwing half the food in the bins is basically disrespectful towards the environment and disrespectful towards the God. 𝗪𝗏𝗏. In the last episode, we looked at the various forms of wealth, and we learned that wealth is divided into 8 different parts, and the goddess of wealth is known as Lakshmi. Lakshmi has 8 different forms, and we learned about the primal wealth that's called Adi Lakshmi. Today, we're going to learn about the second form of wealth, the second form of Lakshmi. It is called Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanya means grains such as wheat, rice, barley, oats. All these grains are part of Dhanya. It is referring to food. Food is for life. Food is very important. Just because someone is rich or enough money in their pockets or in the bank doesn't guarantee food for one particular meal or per day or longer for various reasons. Some are stuck in some place where they may not get food for that particular day or for the night. Or it could be various reasons such as floods. If you're stuck in a flood zone and one must starve till they get some sort of help. Because of pandemics, people stuck in their places, they can't go out, especially elderly people, and they're struggling. It could be any reason one may deprive the wealth of Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi in their lifetime. It could be as very temporary, it could be just one meal in a day, or it could be a day, or it could be a week, depends on their circumstances. Today, we are living in a very fortunate times. We have abundance of food available in the world because of the technology and the transportation. But if we look back in the history, even at the time of world wars, we don't have sufficient food. There are millions of people, they starve to death, even in recent times in Africa, in many other countries. So food is very essential to our life. So one must have blessings of Lakshmi so that in their lifetime they never starve. So it's very important to understand this. Apart from that, we need to understand the origin of Lakshmi itself. In the Stotra, Adi Lakshmi Stotra, Adi Shankaracharya said, kshiras amudbhava mangala rupini Mantranivasini Mantranute. So this is how he described Dhanya Lakshmi. He started with 𝗁𝗲𝗪𝗔𝗪. That means she emerged out of ocean of milk. If you ever go to Bangkok airport, 𝗬𝗏𝗪𝗵 airport, you will see huge setting where you will see the demons and the gods were churning a milk of ocean. So this is as per the Puranas, when the gods and the demons, when they both come together to achieve the immortality, then in the process they churned the ocean, the white ocean, the ocean of milk, and then many things emerged out of it. There's a 𝗬𝗶𝗵, there's a 𝗀𝗁𝗁, and there's a 𝗪𝗶𝗀𝗃, the 𝗂𝗶𝘴𝗄, moon, Lakshmi, all this, and the poison, the many things emerged out of that. So apart from the story, what it means is, in our mind, there's always a constant battle between good and bad. The good represents the gods and the bad represents the demons. And the good and bad together in this lifetime, the thoughts like a conflict together, they'll come together to achieve certain things. We always have a choice. If someone wants to get rich, a good person might have a proper plan and work hard, and ethically they will try to make money and they can become rich. Or some people can become a con artist and cheat people, or do like a looting or like stealing, all this kind of stuff. So in their perception, that's how they can become rich. So there's always a conflict between good and bad. Out of this, if you have an aim in your life, if you have an ambition in your life, this is all, everything is happening in the mind. So in that process, through that effort, through your thought process, that's called 𝗂𝗁𝗁𝗃, and then if you put your thoughts into action, and if you have a grit, and eventually you will acquire wealth. So wealth is one part of it. And so this is what the rationale behind the Dhanya Lakshmi. So this is the second form of Lakshmi. So if you look at why they gave so much significance to the grains, is basically they are referring to the grass. All these grains comes through the various different forms of grasses. There used to be many forms of wild grasses in the world, and with the selective breeding, now we are enjoying lots of food, like different varieties of rice, wheat, barley, and so on. So most of our carbohydrates we are getting through the grasses. So whether you're a carnivorous or whether you're a herbivorous, that means whether you're a non-vegetarian or if you're a vegetarian or vegan, doesn't matter what your food choice is, but the grass is the source. Without grass, animal kingdom cannot exist. So green grass is basically a sign of life. If you see the green pastures, that means that is a suitable place to live, and you can count on that particular land. So this will provide us an environment and a habitat for our survival. That's why in Sanatana Dharma, grass has a lot of significance and a lot of respect, and we treat grass as sacred. So there are many different types of grasses, but few type of grasses, we call them as darbhas. They look something like this. And without them, we won't do any auspicious rituals. Without darbhas, pretty much, there won't be any rituals in Sanatana Dharma. So darbha is the first sign, and whenever we pray the God, we start our praise with praying Ganesha, with Ganapati. With Ganapati, we always offer the grass in the first place. So grass is the sign that there is a life, and grass is the sign of happiness, and grass is the sign of assurance that there is a food source available mentally. So Dhanya Lakshmi is very important. One must have the blessings of Dhanya Lakshmi in their lifetime to lead a healthy, long life. So just having lots and lots of money doesn't necessarily guarantees your meal for that particular day. For various reasons, it could be health reason, or it could be external factors, it could be many things. So even a rich person, if they have a lot of food allergies, or if they have certain health conditions which they limit them to take certain kinds of foods, then they'll deprive the wealth of Dhanya Lakshmi. So this is why Dhanya Lakshmi is very important. So by understanding this, we can value the food, and we can develop empathy. And among all the charities, as per the Sanatana Dharma, Annadana is the topmost. By helping other people, if you see anyone starving, this will becomes our virtue of duty to help them. We can't ignore. And in Sanatana Dharma, it is a sin to have meal yourself. If you know that someone is starving, it's void. You must provide food. If you know that a person is starving, ignoring a person, excluding the person, you cannot have your meal. As a 𝗀̀hস্থ, this is one of the duties it's given by God. So all of us, it becomes our duty to make sure that no one goes to bed starving, with hungry, with empty stomach. So most of the temples in olden days in India, they used to announce before closing the door. They used to shout, they used to call for people, if you're hungry, please come and have meal. So we used to give, distribute food for every person. We used to make sure that everyone gets the food for that particular day. So this is called Annadana. Among all the charities, this is the biggest charity. Whoever does this charity, that ensures the blessings of Dhanya Lakshmi in this life, and they'll be assured of heaven. So food wastage is prohibited in Sanatana Dharma. Annam na parichakshetat 𝗪𝗏𝗪. That's what Veda says. Take a oath that I'm never going to waste food in my lifetime. That is called one 𝗪𝗏. 𝗪𝗏 means taking a pledge, taking a oath, and sticking to it for no matter what. So out of many 𝗪𝗏as, we have different kinds of 𝗪𝗏as. Satya 𝗪𝗏, that means take a oath to only speak the truth. Like that, when it comes to the food, we have a 𝗪𝗏 called Annam na parichakshetat 𝗪𝗏𝗪, Annam na nindiyat 𝗪𝗏𝗪, and so on. We have many. Among them, one of the 𝗪𝗏as are to take a oath that I'm going to be very productive in my lifetime. I'm going to produce more than my needs so that I can help the society and needy one. So this is one of the pledge the Veda asks people to take. It's not looking after yourself, not looking after your own kids, but make sure that if you are healthy, if you are fit, this becomes our responsibility to help the needy ones. That's also part of our responsibility. So wastage of food is considered as a sin. The food is not your money. You can't, one should not say, this is my money, I paid it, this is my food, I do whatever I want. This is a very low level thinking. As I said before, if you are enjoying a meal, then you have a blessing from the God. It's been already provided for you. So all the environment is there for you. So it's been given. That's what Adi Lakshmi is. Before you were born, everything is organized and arranged for you, for your survival. So it becomes your responsibility to take care and honor. So wastaging and throwing half the food in the bins is basically disrespectful towards the environment and disrespectful towards the God. So this is the takeaway for this Dhanya Lakshmi. I hope you learned something out of this, and the next episode we learn about the 𝗍𝗲 Lakshmi, that's the third form of Lakshmi. Swasti.